It is officially here, you guys. 2020, it is upon us. 2019 is over and done. Thank you so much for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 1 of the I Give Life to Life podcast with yours truly, Coach Nrgy, the single parents life coach. Yes, that is the life coach to moms and dads and moms. You guys, welcome. It's 2020. It is time to get this new year, new decade started. 2019 is officially behind us. It is in the past. There is nothing that we can do about what has happened in 2019. There's nothing we can do about what we did not do, what we did not achieve in 2019. The only thing that we can do now is look forward and move forward. So I have a question for you. What will you do this year? For me, 2020, as well as the next decade, is all about being intentional. Yes, it's all about being intentional with every single thing, every decision, every step, every plan, every goal, every dollar, every choice, every personal relationship, every business relationship, every client, every meal that I eat, every speaking opportunity that I have, every conversation, every single day. 2020 and the next decade for me is all about being intentional. I am not going to just do things just by chance. I'm going to be very intentional with everything that I have going on. And I want that for you. I want you guys to consider that. I want you guys to think about that. If you were intentional with your year, the past year, 2019, if you were intentional with everything that you did, every dollar that you spent, every dollar that you made, every minute of your life in 2019, will you be where you are right now? Could things have been better? You know, would you have possibly maybe not gotten in trouble if you were someone who went down that path? If you had the unfortunate situations of trouble that came your way or that you walked into? What about budgeting and finances? If you were intentional about every single dollar that you earned and that you spent, where would you be financially? What about every conversation or personal relationships? What about those people that you met, those meet and greet opportunities, those blind dates, the online meetups? If you were intentional about every person that you spent time with, that you chose to get to know, that you shared that time with to exchange in conversation and exchange in time together, where would you be right now with that person? So think about it. Another question I have for you. What are your hopes and dreams for this year, this 2020? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you plan to do with this year in order to make those things happen? Whatever your hopes and dreams are, what are your plans to make sure that you achieve those plans, that you achieve your goals? Whatever it is, ask me, how can I help you? I'm here. That is what I am here for. I want to see how can I help you guys achieve your plans and your goals. So how can I help you do that? How can I help you achieve your dreams, your hopes, your desires, your heart's desires? Let's see how I can help you out this year. If you didn't work with me last year, it's a new year, baby. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can work together. So as of 2020, you'll notice moving forward that my coaching focus is going to be more geared to single parents. And yes, that's both dads and moms. So I'm not singling out one or the other. There are a lot of resources, a lot of information that's out there, that's available for, let's just say, single moms. There's a lot of people, a lot of organizations who cater to single moms, and I love it. I'm a single mom myself, so I can appreciate that. However, what about the single dads? I never liked to see single dads being left out or not having as many options to resources and sources as single moms, because single dads, y'all are very important too. I don't care if you're present or active in your child's life or not. That's even more of a reason why I want to be able to work with you as well, single dads, whether you are very active or not. And moms, not every mom that's out there is very active in their child's life either. It does go both ways, and it does cover both ends of the spectrum. And so you'll hear me talking more and more about my more narrowed down market of working with single parents, and yes, moms and dads. And why single parents? I don't know. You may ask. I don't know if you know much about me, but for those who are new to my channel, who are new to hearing my voice, again, this is Nrgy. And I am a single parent. I am a single parent by divorce. I have a child who will be in college in 2 more years. So I've learned quite a bit. I've learned quite a bit on this journey of being a single parent. And, like I said, I was a single parent, or am a single parent via divorce, but there are other means of how people become a single parent. So are you a single parent by choice, divorce, abandonment, or as a widow? If you fit any of those categories, then this channel is for you. I am that coach for you. I am the person for you to help you get through life, to help you see that there is light at the end of the tunnel in whatever area that you're dealing with in life, whether it be with I'll get to that point in just a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let me go back to why single parents. It's because that's something that I know inside and out. I've lived it for years now, for almost 2 decades. We're going on 2 decades just about of me being a single parent. So I've seen both the good and the bad. When things are going right in a marriage, that's, you're in complete happiness. But then when you go through a divorce, it's just like it's the end of the world. So, and everything else in between. So I've been there, I've done it. I am still in your shoes of walking this life day by day as a single parent. So I understand where you are. That's the main thing of why I chose to specify, or that's the wrong term. That's why I chose to be very intentional. Nice one. That's why I chose to be very intentional with my focus of single parents, is because I understand what you are going through. I understand what life is taking you through. And if it hasn't taken you through it yet, I understand where it will take you through. I get it. I understand the obstacles, the struggles, the lifestyle that you have to live, the sacrifices that you have to make, the compromises that you have to make. I understand the pros of being a single parent, and I understand the cons of being a single parent. So, and even as a child, there was a period of time where I lived in a single parent household. So I get it from all aspects, from all sides. I get it. Single parents have a very special place in my heart. And basically, I want to be here to provide what I did not have back when things were super fresh for me, back when I was a child, back when when I was new at being a single parent, I wish I had someone to lead me and guide me through life and everything that it was going to eventually take me through down those paths that I was eventually going to walk. And single parents, we need resources, we need assistance, we need those organizations and those group meetings and those outings and those social networking gatherings that are child friendly. Like, we need it all. Our lifestyle is very, it's different. It's different from those who don't have children, or it's different from those who may be married and in a two-person household, where, if they want to just get out and go and get some personal time, they have that in-home support usually. Their partner will be supportive in watching the children while they, run out, even if it's just for an errand or two, for a couple of hours, or a weekend getaway, or to go to work, whatever the case is. So we, as single parents, we need assistance. We need resources, just like every other person, every other industry out here. And so that's why I'm here. That's my focus. I spent 2019 just honing in on exactly what my passion is. Where do I feel that God is taking me? Where do I feel, what's fulfilling to me? So yeah, here I am. So I asked y'all a couple of questions earlier as far as what are your goals, for 2020 that's here upon us. So I'll give you a few of mine, just 2 or 3 of my goals, and I'll talk more so about my professional goals, my business goals, because I have a lot of personal goals that I want to reach. But for 2020, my goals for my coaching company, my coaching business, is all about increasing the growth of my coaching business. And that includes having or participating in more speaking engagements, more public speaking engagements. So whether that be on stage or like in front of groups, at workshops, seminars, conferences, whether that be off stage, that can be online, off stage, but online. So it could be other people's podcasts, other people's vlogs, online radio stations, or regular local type radio stations. So whether it be online, offline, every stage, there are multiple types of stages. That's what I'm trying to get to. There are multiple types of stages, and where I want to be able to speak more this particular year, and moving forward, because it's important to get these messages out. It's important to get this information out of my head, out of my thoughts, out of my own experiences, and out to you all, because it's not going to help anyone if I just keep it all to myself. Another goal that I have for my company or my business is this year, 2020, I am going to write my first book. That is going to be exciting. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but once I have accomplished that, I am going to have the biggest smile on my face. And of course, I'll let you guys know where you can find it. Hopefully it will be in multiple formats, but I will definitely keep you posted. But writing my first book is one of the goals for me this year. And the last thing that I'll mention as far as my goals, not to make it too much longer, is I'm going to create more resourceful opportunities for single parents. And so that will look like more in-person workshops and discussions, more convenient discussions. So instead of being in person, we'll do virtual conversations, virtual discussions. Then that will also be grouped and coupled with workshops, like I said, boot camps, and I'll have a conference at some point. I am planning out this year to hopefully have 2 conferences, the one in 6 months, the next in 6 months after that, and every quarter from there. I'll have something in between for us single parents. So those are my goals as far as for Coach Nrgy for 2020. So I want you guys to think about, what are your goals for 2020? What are the things that you want to make sure that that you accomplish? And goals can be big or small. They don't have to be magnificent. They don't have to be anything that's so hard to attain, to where it's just like, oh, I have to make this big old goal in order to make it seem worthwhile, or to, be able to have something on my list. No, just whatever it is, you just always want to make sure that you're moving forward and that you're growing and that you're progressing, period, point blank. So, what's the next thing that I want to talk about? So let's stay up to date, or in order to stay up to date on the information that I'll be sharing you guys throughout this year, with all the things that I have planned and coming up for you, make sure that you follow and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform that you are listening to it on. I am on the major podcast, Apple, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, and so many others. So follow and subscribe. Again, the name of it, you can search by it either via the name, which is I Give Life to Life, or by my name, Coach Nrgy. And Nrgy is spelled Nrgy, just in case you're listening to me and you're not looking at it on your web, or online, or possibly on YouTube. So Nrgy. And yes, guys, for those of you who are new, that is my real name, Nrgy. So are you a mom or dad who needs or wants coaching? Or do you know someone who could benefit from coaching? So are you the actual individual that's a single parent, or do you know a single parent? Whether you work with someone, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's a relative, whether it's just a friend, do you know someone? Or what about someone that maybe worked at a restaurant and they were serving you at your table, or you and your guest at your table? What if it's the person that is the cashier at your local convenience store or grocery store? Do you yourself need coaching? Do you want coaching? Or do you know someone who could benefit from coaching as a single parent from another single parent? If so, make sure that you go to my website, which is coachnrgy.com. That's coachnrgy.com. And I have a very convenient link that says schedule appointment for you or that other person to make an appointment on my calendar for us to have a free 30-minute consultation to just talk about things, to meet and greet each other virtually. It will most likely be it will guarantee I can guarantee you the first initial meeting will either be online via Zoom or Skype, or if you don't have either or, we might be able to do it via phone, but I definitely do prefer something to where we could see each other, because I want to make sure that we are a good fit for each other. I want to make sure that we vibe with each other. I want you to feel my energy. I want you to see my energy. I want to be able to feel and see your energy. And so go to my website, or instruct that person to go to my website and jump on my calendar. It's very convenient. It's a 2 or 3 step process, takes you 45 seconds or less. Pick a day, pick a time that's convenient for you, and we will schedule that initial 30-minute call, which is free. By the way, it's a free initial coaching call, the consultation, for us to just kind of get an idea of where you are in life, where you want to be, what all you have going on, and then see how we could possibly work together to achieve whatever it is that you want and need to achieve, and let's make it happen. And so you might be thinking, okay, Nrgy, if I schedule this call and, or if I send someone to your website to schedule the call, what are the types of things, if we are interested, or if I as the individual am interested in working with you, Coach Nrgy, what types of things as a single parent could we possibly work on? So here are a few examples of topics that are the most popular topics from my past clients and my current clients, of things that we will discuss. And of course, everything is customized. So if I don't mention anything in this very short list, no worries. Once I have that initial conversation with you and there's something different or something very specific that you need assistance on, you need guidance with, and you need support with, no worries. We will figure it out and we will work it out. So here are a few examples of the things that we would work on together. Time management. We all know how that is as a single parent, having to juggle a lot of different things on your own, having to figure out how to basically fill the shoes of both parents, of, two parents that should be there, and you're having to do it on your own. So time management and how to get your time back, how to utilize your time wisely, how to take advantage of the time that you do have. Because regardless, however we want to look at it, no matter how fast technology improves, we still only have 24 hours in a day. But the good thing is everybody has those same 24 hours in one day. And it's just all about how you manage it. And I will be able to help you manage your time wisely, or get your time back, or figure out how do you prioritize things effectively. So time management. Another example would be how to improving your communication skills. Communication, whether it be on the personal level with your partner, your child's other parent. I don't know about you, but for me, there were some really difficult conversations or really lack of communication that was going on, lack of positive communication, lack of effective communication that was going on back when I was a new single parent. And I know there are a lot of single parents who, even if they've been single or separated or divorced from the other parent for years, decades, 2 decades, they still do not know how to communicate with peace and respect, and just to communicate effectively, and to communicate without the emotions getting in the way, without arguing, without fussing, without having those hot flashes, or without feeling nervous, without the anxiety of, oh my gosh, this phone is ringing and I'm looking at this person's number and name on the caller ID, and I already know it's going to be something. It's always something. I know it's going to be something, and whatever the case is. So, I've even been through the situation where I stopped verbally communicating altogether and was like, yeah, the only kind of communication we're going to have is in writing, because things are getting totally out of hand. Text me or email me. Don't call me. I'm not picking up my phone or anything like that, because I needed a paper trail so I could see exactly, like, am I going crazy? Did this person just say what I think that they just said? Like, pineapples on it. All right, bringing it back. So improving your communication skills, and that's just on a personal level. So, and that's with again, your partner, your child's other parent. But what about with your child? Improving your communication skills with your child, improving your communication skills with your other family members and your friends. Learning how to communicate with your friends who are not single parents, whether they because they don't, a lot of people won't understand exactly what all we have to go through. They won't understand that we can't go on those vacations. They don't understand that, no, I can't just drop everything and do a happy hour with you. I can't just, go hang out with you on this, this weekend getaway without pre-planning it, without more of a heads up, without more notice. There are a lot of people who just simply, they really don't understand. So those are on a personal level, or one more example of a personal level of improving communication skills. I think I may have said this, but I'm going to say it again just in case. What about with your own parents, with the grandparents of your child? A lot of times we have to rely on the grandparents if they are still around. Sometimes there are the grandparents, our parents will assist us, if they can, or if they choose to, if they want to. Sometimes they won't. And so improving the communication with that can help a lot of things. And then so also improving the communication skills when it comes to or being on a professional level. So at work, with your coworkers, with your employer, and anyone else that's within the workplace, or if you are self employed and you're having to communicate with other business owners, if you're communicating with other vendors or contractors. So just improving those communication skills to where you are or you become a very thorough communicator. So another example of things that we would talk about, and I'll try to speed this along, is improving your personal and professional relationships, just in general, as a whole. Improving your personal and professional relationships all together across the board. Again, whether it be with friends, family, if you're dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, with your ex, and then again with your boss, your coworkers, vendors, contractors, again, whomever that you have to communicate with on a regular basis or even a semi-regular basis. Improving your relationships just all together, because we don't want to continue moving forward, and especially not in 2020, we don't want to continue moving forward with angst in our relationships, right? Another example is that we will work on together is how to proactively manage stress. Stress is a killer. Stress will affect you emotionally, mentally, and physically, you guys. Like, we got to figure out how to grab hold of that stress and then not hold on to it, but then let it go. We need to grab hold of it in order to kind of get it into our control and then let it go. So we'll work on that. What if you're dating as a single parent? If you yourself are the single parent, but then you're dating someone who doesn't have children, that can be two worlds that don't collide sometimes, two worlds that just don't mix. And so being able to communicate effectively to that person, that guy, that girl that you're dating, to let them know, what to expect, what things to expect, what things not to expect. But then even, I'm going to say this part, what if you're dating another single parent? Or what if you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to my message, or you happen to find my website because you're looking for help. You're looking for help for your relationship. You don't have kids, but you are dating someone with children. So what about getting help if you are dating a single parent, even if you yourself don't have kids? If you want to learn the things to expect, the things not to expect when dating someone who is a single parent. I hope I explained that part right. So basically both ends of the spectrum. What we'll also do is examine and create your life goals. Sometimes, too many of us are just going day to day. We're living in that fish bubble or that fish bowl, rather. We're living in that fish bowl and just kind of going with the flow of things, which is a good thing if you have a plan. But some of us, a lot of us, we'll just kind of go with it, not really having a plan, not really being intentional, not really, how else do I want to say it other than just literally, it's like you're living in a fishbowl. Every day looks the same, day in and day out, and you are not in control of your life. So I'll say it that way. Another thing, and I think this is the last 2 or 3 things that I'm going to mention, or examples, is what we'll do, we'll create new beginnings for you, and we will help you get organized and find time for the things and the people you love. And so you can start enjoying life again, both in a personal and a professional aspect. You have to start enjoying life again. Life is too good to not enjoy it, and life is too short to not enjoy it. So we're definitely going to work on that. Just overall, creating new beginnings, creating new habits, getting rid of old habits, those habits that do not serve you. What we'll also do, we'll dig. When you work with me, I do not just stick to the surface of issues, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to dig to the core issues and we're going to bring them into focus, and we're going to learn how to clear your issues versus cope and continuing to live with your issues. We're going to clear them and get them out. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to let them go, and we're going to move on. We're going to leave all of that behind you. We're going to drop that baggage. So I just wanted to point that out. And next thing we'll do is we're going to attempt to help you alleviate any of those issues from the actual core, because you have to get to the root of things. You have to dig deep and get to the root. Again, I don't work just on the surface. You'll learn that with me. We're gonna go through those layers. We're gonna peel back the layers is another way that I like to say it. And last but not least, emotional baggage. We're gonna get rid of the emotional baggage. We're gonna learn how to deal with it. We're gonna learn how to tackle it head on. You have to these days. And then, of course, there's so much more. So many other examples that we are going to work on when you work with me, Coach Nrgy. All right, so those were the examples of things that we will work on with yourself, or if you send someone to me. Those are the things, some of the things that we'll work on together. Of course, I'll expound them with individual people as I see fit. But the next thing that I want to talk about is just contacting me. It's important that, moving forward, that you don't waste time, and that whenever you're trying to achieve something, when working with me, working with a coach in general, working with a mentor in general, period, you're going to achieve that thing, that goal, faster and easier and more effectively, because you have someone who's been there, who's done that, and who can show you the way, who can show you ways of how to do it and show you ways of how not to do it, and provide you with sources and resources that you may or may not have been able to have access to yourself if you were doing it on your own, or even if you were to eventually find the answer, find the resource, it would have taken you so much longer doing it on your own. So contacting me, I'll be able to help you achieve those goals and get to that point of getting your time back, getting your life back, and just enjoying being a parent again, just enjoying being an individual person again as well. You're going to get there faster and easier. And that's because I'm dedicated to you and your success, and as well as the success of your family overall. And by the way, for those of you who have not worked with me before, I don't charge by the hour. Yes, there are a lot of coaches who have a structure where they charge by the hour, but I don't like that. I don't like to have to count minutes or trade minutes per dollar, right? So when you work with me, or after we have or during that initial free 30-minute consultation, when we are doing our meet and greet over the phone or via Zoom or Skype, that's when we'll decide, first and foremost, if we are a good fit. Because I may not be for you. I may not be that coach for you, and that's okay. I can't coach everyone. I can't help everyone. I can't be there for everyone, and that's okay. And I'm not going to try to. But what I definitely do, my style, my structure, I create packages, and those packages are customized based on each individual client and their needs. So you don't have to worry about being charged by the hour. We will work together via a package that, again, will fit your needs. Another thing, if you are a company owner, a business owner, or someone who makes decisions for the company, whether you're in HR, whether you are a recruiter or whatever, if you would like to have me as a coach on your staff, or to come coach certain members of your staff, whether it be on an individual one-on-one basis, or I can provide a group coaching basis, because that is something else I also provide, which is group coaching, then make sure that you contact me as well. So, because hey, everyone knows that improving your employee performance and increasing your employee engagement will help positively impact your company's bottom line. That period, point blank. So again, this is us thinking out the box. This is us stepping outside of that box for a second. If you are a company owner, recruiter, HR, someone who can make decisions for the company itself, whether it be a big company, large company, small company, whatever the case is, you have a handful of employees, or you have a huge number of employees, and you feel that your company's bottom line will improve, the morale will improve, the communication and the engagement will indeed improve in your company and within your company. And all of that affects your company's bottom line. So contact me. My website, once again, for you all is coachnrgy.com. That's coachnrgy.com. Feel free to go on that website. You can also click and schedule an appointment. And just once we communicate, that's when we'll discuss if you are indeed looking to hire me, bring me onto a company, or if you are just the individual itself and you want to work with me directly one-on-one, or if you want to work together as a group, some way, somehow. Regardless, contact me. And you'll also see my contact information there. You can additional contact information is what I'm trying to say, which would be my email address. And just for convenient purposes, I'll say the email right now: coachnrgyatl@gmail.com. That's coachnrgyatl@gmail.com. At gmail.com. And that's, of course, because I'm based in Atlanta. So, yeah. Lastly, another thing to consider, kind of thinking outside of the box, if you are a for-profit or a non-profit organization, perhaps you are at a college or university, and you work in a particular department. If you are a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, and you have people who come to you that aren't quite qualified, or who don't need your help, but could use a life coach. They may not need a therapist, but they could use a coach. Send them my way. Also, if you have your own podcast, or I think I mentioned this earlier, your own podcast or a radio station, or if you are a scout or an event coordinator or a meeting planner for someone else, or for this, for another company. If you own a daycare, there are a lot of parents and single parents that, are affiliated and use and utilize daycares. Anything that you can think of, you guys can contact me as well. If you would like for me to come speak to your group, to come speak to your company, to come speak to your organization, its members, its audience, its participants. So visit my website. Again, coachnrgy.com. Visit my website, contact me via email. Those would be the best two ways to contact me, the quickest ways to contact me. And just kind of shoot me a little note. Let me know exactly what it is. Give me some kind of detail if possible. If you don't have any details at all and you want to see what we can come up with, or you want to hear more from me, contact me and we can talk about it from square one, and I'll let you know what all of that looks like. So yeah, you guys, it is again 2020. I am super excited to be here, to be able to be an amazing vessel of information, to be a vessel of God for you, to be a vessel of information, like I said before, a resourceful information. That's what I want to say as well, to you and your well-being, your improvement, your growth, your progress. 2020 is here. There's no looking back. Let's tackle this. Let's knock it out. Let's be intentional. Again, 2020 and the next decade is all about being intentional. Hashtag be intentional. And let's make it do what it do. So this is Coach Nrgy. It is the I Give Life to Life podcast. Think about it. I give life to life. I am showing you that there is life in your life, right? So I want to thank you guys for your support. Season 2, we're here. We're coming on strong. Season 2, continue to support, continue to share this information, share this channel, share everything that you can with someone who is in need. Let's help our neighbors. Let's help our friends. Let's help our families, you guys. So comment, share, hit the like button, follow me. If you like this channel, if you like this first episode of season 2, if you think it's a lot of information that is of value so far, if you like what you've heard, go ahead and give me that 5-star rating if you guys can. All right, help this channel grow. So Coach Nrgy, I am signing out. You can find me on Facebook. Mostly I am on YouTube and on my podcast, though, mostly YouTube, Coach Nrgy. And but you can find me on Facebook, Coach Nrgy, as well as Instagram, Coach Nrgy, and Twitter, Coach Nrgy. I love you guys, and we will talk soon. Y'all have an amazing new year. It's the first of the year, first day of the month. Let's make it count. Talk soon. Bye-bye.